Greetings, everyone. I am Dr. Brittany Wells, and I am a health sciences professor at a PWI in Central Florida. I thought this year that I would do something a little bit different with my students for Black History Month by emphasizing a Black health-related figure for them. So overall, we learn about some of the predominant Black history figures: Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, but there's so much more magic that came about related to Black history for our Black health to be actualized in the past, and I thought this would be a really great outlet for doing that. So a few of my other Black doctor sisters from the illustrious Fisk University have teamed up to give you Black history, Black health, for the month of February, and we will be highlighting various people and events throughout American history that contribute to the promotion of Black health outcomes. So it only makes sense to start with the first Black American physician, Dr. James McCune Smith. He was born in 1813 to a slave and a white merchant, and he was the first Black to obtain a medical degree, one that he had to go all the way to the University of Glasgow in Scotland to obtain. He was actually denied admission to both Columbia and Geneva Medical College in New York due to racial discrimination, and a mentor, Reverend Peter Williams Jr., actually encouraged him to seek international credentials and also banded with other pastors and community members to help get him there and fund his tuition. So he returned to the United States and operated the first Black-owned pharmacy in New York, in the country that was in New York, while also practicing internal medicine for almost 20 years at the Colored Orphan Asylum in Manhattan. He was a founding member of the New York Statistics Society in 1852 and was even elected as a member of the newly formed American Geographic Society in 1854 by white peers. However, he was never admitted to the American Medical Association, nor was he allowed to participate in local medical associations. So not only was Dr. Smith a physician, but he played a leading role in the abolitionist movement by publishing articles and serving on committees to support slaves' escape by way of the Underground Railroad, which many of us are familiar with, and also other escape routes. He worked very closely with Frederick Douglass, so close, in fact, that his firstborn son is named Frederick Douglass Smith, to establish the National Council of Colored People. He also helped establish other organizations like the Legal Rights Association in New York, which successfully defeated segregation in New York and served as a model for later civil rights organizations like the National Equal Rights League and the NAACP. Interestingly, Dr. Smith and his wife were both mixed race, and their family passed as white. They were actually classified as white in the 1860 and 1870 census, and when he was able to build a home, he chose to do so in a predominantly white neighborhood in New York. This was until 1863 when the New York draft riots occurred, and he opted to move his family and his medical practice to Brooklyn. His children as well opted to pass into white society. He had 4 sons who all married white women, and his daughter, who never married, lived with a brother and his wife. So for the rest of the month, you guys follow the hashtag Black History, Black Health. You can also follow me on Instagram at The Polished Professor as we continue this series throughout the month and potentially beyond. So your Black health history figure for today is Dr. James McCune Smith. You can look more into that, begin, developing your knowledge on more than just the predominant and the more famous, you can say, Black history figures, because there's so much more to Black history than speeches and the civil rights movement. Black history is American history, and it started before slavery. I opted as well to wear Black history related t-shirts for the entire month. And my shirt today actually says, "Slaves were not taken from Africa. People were taken from Africa and forced to be slaves." So just keep that quote for today. Also remember your Black history health figure. And I will see you guys on Wednesday with a new Black history, Black health figure.